the Weasel.
The Weasel.
Weasel. Welcome to the Late Sesh. What is going on, everybody? It's Monday night. We're talking about Pauly Shore and skunks and all kinds of other straight shit to start the show. So hopefully y'all can hang out for a little bit this evening. Make sure you give the stream a thumbs up and switch over from top chat to live chat. And I do want to have one PSA. I just noticed that we are less than 100 subscribers from 5K on the channel here. So if you're a long-time viewer and you're not subscribed by now, we really would appreciate you guys clicking that button for us.
Oh man, you guys.
Baked is supposed to be here, but
He's past his bedtime.
What is Baked, man?
Dude, did you guys? I had no idea that Pauly Shore was family was of the owners of the Comedy Store, one of the biggest comedy clubs in Hollywood, man.
One of the original ones, yeah.
So he basically grew up around all the greats. Some of the greats were his babysitters growing up. I had no idea about any of that shit, man.
Yeah, he's been on a lot of podcasts lately.
Yeah.
And oh my God, there he is.
And there he is. I've talked him up.
There's the Weasel himself.
Bro, I was about to take a dab.
Shake dreams from your hair, my pretty child, my sweet. Choose the day and choose the sign of your day. The day's divinity.
Oh, you're acting like you're just nonchalantly up past 11 o'clock on a school night?
I was about to go to bed.
It looks like he's pretty bright-eyed right now. He must have just had a Sprite.
No.
It's caffeine free.
Yeah, but they give him a kick.
They got sugar.
They got sugar and caffeine. I mean, not caffeine, but like caffeination. The stuff.
He just hit the gravity bomb.
As long as you got bubbly, you're good. Carbonation.
Gotta keep it carbonated.
Oh, we're gonna do some Green Day. You gotta keep it carbonated.
Yeah.
That's the Offspring's go by.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna say Green Day.
You're right. I should shut my.
Did you do your Sudoku
and put myself into some kind of musical fucking timeout penalty box, man? What the fuck?
You're supposed to do daily Sudokus or whatever.
That was yesterday's topic, Baked. You were telling us that's how we stay young.
I'm asking, did you do yours today?
Baked, you need to write a book and call it the boomerisms or whatever. Bake's book of boomerisms.
By the time it's published, they'll all be gone, sadly.
It's going to be a multi-volume encyclopedic reference for all of your boomer.
Well, that's why you need to write a book so it's there whenever they're all gone.
For
People don't remember, what they're like.
It'll be like what would they call them in the Roaring 20s?
The Roaring.
Whatever.
The rolling.
Well, yeah. They had names for people, but yeah, it'd be like that.
Came up with rolling papers.
Cheers,
now I gotta get my rig.
Georgia Grow Guy, Fresca still exists, and as a matter of fact, it's Andy Cohen's favorite cocktail with tequila. He calls it a Fresquila.
That's like Champipple, where you mix champagne and Ripple. Fred G. Sanford shit, man.
Right. I'm gonna call bullshit on Baked saying he was getting ready to go to bed. He's still in jeans. He
probably
just
sleeps
getting in.
fully clothed, man.
I don't.
He probably does.
You guys dress up 8 times a day just to do things. I dress up once. When I go to bed, I take all this off, and then I'm in bed.
That's dressing up.
That's a horrible visual.
I'm just saying there is no pajama time. I'm not wasting time and laundry on extra clothes.
There is no baked lingerie.
That is psychopath behavior. All I'm saying.
Oh, sleeping in clothes is psychopath or drunk behavior?
Straight sleeping in jeans.
Levi suggests. So wait a second. So you can actually go without having to do laundry with this one, because Levi suggests not to actually wash your denims until you've worn them 10 times. After you wore them 10 times, then wash your denims. It's for the longevity of your denims.
You know what? I'm going to call shenanigans on that too, because dirt fibers get in between cloth and it becomes abrasive.
It's according to Levi. It's printed on the tag.
Well, sure. Levi is from 1865, though, bro. So
Levi says don't wash it, but this is the longevity of your jeans, man. You leave them Levi.
Maybe the hemp ones or something.
So if you're sleeping in them and you're technically never taking them off, are you ever wearing them more than once? So you just
one continuous wear.
I don't sleep in my jeans. I don't change in the basement for upstairs activities. Like, what do you
What's an
do you
upstairs
not own
activity?
a smoking
sleep,
mattress?
sleeping? I'm gonna walk upstairs. I'm gonna go to my bedroom. Then I'm gonna take off my jeans and my shirt and hop in bed.
Oh my God! So you're a free baller at night?
He didn't.
No, I still got
say he takes
underwear
off
on.
his
I
underwear.
got underwear on.
Oh,
He
you
keeps
don't.
his drawers on.
Yeah.
Draws.
Why?
I'm just saying I don't have pajamas.
Air that
'cause that's
shit out,
extra.
dude.
Okay, but you don't like
You got
sweatpants?
DOG even crying in sympathy with you. man.
Okay,
Always
well,
sweatpants.
but see, I'm just gonna wear sweatpants all day then. Why wouldn't
Yeah.
I just wear them all day?
Then you're doing it right.
I wear sweatbands all day.
Yeah, so if I choose sweatpants, it's in the morning.
How many times do you wear your sweatpants before you wash them, Red? Can they stand up in the corner on, on
Oh.
their own or not?
They get holes in them, all kinds
At
of
least
stuff.
10 wears, skill ball. The
Sweatpants
manufacturer
ventilated.
says 10
They don't
wears.
leave the house.
Okay.
House
Everything gets the smell test for me.
It's like house shoes.
Give it a whiff.
The sniff
Smells okay, I'll
test.
put it on.
All right. Good enough, man.
The old smell test. First, you got to flip them inside out once, flip them inside out again.
Oh, they're clean twice that way, right?
Yeah, that's how you wear your underwear out.
Wow.
Here, change the topic.
Wow.
Wait, Red, can you actually tell me, does the dryer sheet in the underwear work? I feel like you've put that to the test then.
Oh
There we
my
go.
god.
Oh, those are cool.
Cute.
Look, I got little scissors. This is supposed to be me.
That's very cute.
It's for Mama and Daddy Red.
And this is supposed to be me.
They are you guys.
Vegetables and a
Oh,
hoe.
I love the vegetables. That's
Okay,
awesome.
so
Are you holding a hoe?
holding a hoe.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hold those hoes down, man.
And we got Crocs.
And we're wearing Crocs.
Oh, that's official gardener wear right
Gotta,
there.
we gotta have Crocs in the grove.
You got green ones, man. That's the
And a
shit. I don't
mushroom
have green ones.
necklace.
Yeah, yeah, we both got mushrooms. We both got mushrooms.
Oh,
This
dope.
is- yeah.
Those are a lot of good touches on there.
Oh yeah, this dude's got himself a ponytail too. She
Oh no, dear. It's a toy.
They're not toys, DOG. These are not-
Welcome to the late sesh show and tell section of the show.
Oh, I thought we had to hold them the whole show now.
It's kind of heavy.
They're
It's
heavy, dude. They're like
doorstop.
doorstops, man. This you would not believe. I'm just he's like a little child. He's like a
Nice.
I was carrying them like this.
You kind of got
Kid
like ever so.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, here we have a
Are those gnomes?
RSO and
Yeah.
a spoon.
Gnome.
Okay.
Hello.
Oh, you're dropping
oh, the
something.
flowers are coming out.
Yeah,
Oh
so
shit.
just dropped those little piece of styrofoam.
It's a seed.
It's a burdock. No, that's probably
Can you just put it over there with you?
sure. Okay,
Well, sure.
spoon food.
It's heavy.
I got a nice amber color on that RSO.
There you go.
Look at that. Nice RSO spoon.
It looks yummy.
A forkful, baby.
That's a spoon, man.
Spoonful.
A spoonful of RSO.
Look.
There we go.
I'm gonna teach everybody about perspective. Ready?
Yeah, exactly.
Wait. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's perspective. Perspective.
Okay. All right.
From here, it looks like I'm giving it a big old lick, but from here, I'm like a solid 6 inches away, man. Solid 6
Yeah, but
inches.
we haven't compared what it looks like when you actually lick it.
Don't do that.
I mean,
Don't do that.
it's just a little
Don't
bit.
don't do that.
Just like,
Don't do that.
she's like, I'm
Oh.
serious. I'm gonna stab you in the leg.
Now it's stuck underneath my fingernail.
Good times.
I don't want to
Did
get
you get some
on
of that tested today, Brad?
What?
Did you get some of that tested today?
Yeah.
Also at Sci Labs.
Yeah, sent in. I ran a couple batches the last couple days. One for was Esther Charlie's material, returning some favors back to him. He's done a lot of favors for us, man. We recently got some business cards made up. I actually want to show those off. I'm happy with them. We have,
Business cards?
yeah, and then
Pleased with them.
some new stickers that we're actually going to be bringing to Gems and Genetics and stuff. The I can grab them. There. Oh, okay, she knows where they are. So the test results. Sorry, I got this stuff stuck in my teeth now. The test result, we took 2 samples to the lab plus our pet CBD oil. So $40 will get you a RSO test, just a potency. We just did potency. I'm pretty confident in the I know what we're using. We're only using food grade ethanol. And once you purge all the bubbles and get it all out and good, and I've gotten those test results back, and I know the process yields no residuals. Not to mention, I'll let it go even a little bit longer after it stops bubbling. And then after it stops bubbling from purging, it decarboxylates for like another 2 hours anyway. So, I mean, it purges well beyond the point of any kind of ethanol. Besides, not too worried about a little bit of ethanol. If anybody does have any issues with alcohol, I let them know that it's an alcohol-based product, of course. Otherwise, it's all food safe, food grade. Anyways, sent 2 samples off to the lab plus a sample of CBD tincture. I should change the terminology. There's a lot of stuff going on over the tincture language right now, saying that it's like alcohol based or something. So I'll just say pet friendly oil. Have to be. I know it doesn't, but there's just a lot of
just call it the MCT oil, right?
Yes. So there's a pet friendly MCT oil that we have. Because I don't know, man. There's just a lot of like they're trying to redefine tincture and making it.
Tincture has been around for 4,000 years. You ain't renaming shit. It is what it is, you know.
You're right. So anyway,
what let's talk about is on the commercial level. CRA has put out bulletins lately, and they've actually defined what they're calling in the commercial level what you can call on the shelves a tincture. And there's some stuff missing, like that we traditionally would call tincture, like for example, vegetable glycerin. That's not included.
Oils and stuff, right. They're basically in the CRA is stating that because tinctures are supposed to be pharmaceutically in alcohol or something like that. I don't know, but something to do with that. So, but anyways, we got these bad boys made. So. I don't know if the shimmer.
That is dope.
That's a big one.
So it's this here, and then pulling onto the side of technology. The other side of the business card is just a scan code.
So that takes them to where, Red?
That takes you to our link tree.
Nice.
You're gonna have to get real good focus.
That link tree has.
Hold that other side up one more time.
Both of our Instagrams on it. That link tree has. Will you say that again? Do that again.
Yeah, hold that up closer. Come closer, my child. Come closer.
Fill more of the screen with the.
Yeah, there you go. Come on. There it is. Okay, so that's the actual image that's going to take us over to it. Right on.
Yeah, it has our website, Instagram, our menu that we have currently.
It's classy, man.
Our glass page.
Oh, it's a good scraper too.
Yeah, it's a little better than the old one. The old one's got a. That's the thing, you know, nice scraper, right? I did the round corners. It really doesn't make the best scraper with the round corners, but at the same time, I feel like the round corners were a little bit more of an upgrade. I've kind of liked some of the other cards I've seen with round corners. I don't know. Maybe it's fucking being bougie, whatever.
You like your corners clipped.
Yeah. I like a good bevel every now and then, a good beveled edge or
a chamfer on my business cards, friends.
I want to shout out real quick. Let's be buds.
I didn't do that
in chat right now. Uncle Rick. It's little birdie told me it's his birthday. So happy birthday to
Happy birthday, Uncle Rick. Can you show us on your hand? Wait a minute.
What's for you? Well, sorry, squiggly stemmy.
I want to ask chat. How many tree rings do you think Uncle Rick has now at this point?
Oh man,
120.
I bet you it's less. It's less than stem rubs.
Are you assuming a ring is a year?
One would presume.
Yeah, old growth.
That's the way the trees work there.
Hardwoods.
But what about tree people? They're called ants.
Ants?
Yeah.
Same way, dude.
At least 7.
You don't think their rings are the same or different? Like maybe one ring is half a year.
No, I don't think that.
You're thinking that's seasons in there.
Dude,
allegedly, some white papers on that.
A stick that made its way home
by my comment.
With us is about that big around and has like 50 lines on it. Sucker's so slow growing. It's only like this thick, man. Like 2 inches in diameter tops, maybe 1.5 inches in diameter. And there's 25, 30.
Rick says 3/4 of a fucking century, meaning 75 years.
Happy
Congratulations, Uncle Rick.
Yeah.
And I'm being genuine with that, man. You bring a lot of smiles and a lot of laughs to a lot of people. We appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, man.
For sure.
For a 75-year-old man, you can still work a computer pretty good, man. It's impressive.
Yeah.
This would be a good point for me to, since we're a whole 15 minutes into the show, make sure you guys switch over from top chat to live chat. And if you have any questions, toss them in the chat and we will kick them around. Otherwise, we are just going to do late sesh things on the late sesh.
Speaking of that, you see New Bros comment?
I just saw that. It's
What's
for
that?
you, Scoba. It starts with Scoba.
Oh, with the prison purse? No, that's kind of frightening there. I don't exactly know what that means, and I don't think I want to Google that on Urban Dictionary either.
Yeah,
Some
you do.
things are better left
Yeah, you do.
mysterious.
Just make sure you're in incognito mode.
Exactly.
Oh, shit. What the fuck? Okay, then.
Oof.
Anyway, the pricing at PSI Labs has gone up.
We're going to bring it back around.
Nice one, Red. You're not usually one doing that.
$40 for an RSO test. They used to be $30 for potency. Maybe a couple years ago. I don't know how long ago the prices did go up. They could have gone up within the last year. We got some potency tests back in April. I feel like the prices were the same back then. Now the tincture test, it's for edibles, tinctures. Actually, I don't know if it was for they called it is a tincture, whatever. Edible oil, whatever. Edible oil. Edibles are $60. $60 for edible potency test. So
That's crazy.
If you're doing your due diligence and you're providing good medicine for people and you're getting it tested, these are costs that go towards the cost of doing business. In which case, there's a reason behind some of the costs that consumers sometimes have to pay, when handling from people who are doing things correctly or doing things right. There's been a lot of gripe for pricing and things like that because some people aren't bottoming out the way that others are and things like that. And some people are just holding a value to their product, but B, there's a lot of cost that goes into this, and we can't eat all of that cost as producers. We have to actually make some of it to be able to, we have to then spend money at the vending events to actually.
Hey, Red, you never have to justify your price point, man. They'll either buy it or they won't.
Not me personally justifying myself, but for others, for everybody out there, just justifying the craft. And the prices of everything just keeps going up, right? A box of gloves, during the pandemic was like $20 for a fucking box of gloves, and they've barely gone down. Those are consumables that we're always using. If you want us to use gloves, pay those extra prices. You know what I mean? It's all part of that, of what goes into it. We're not walking around sticky, tacky fingers, and you're not getting what's on our tacky fingers in your buds.
But I want the red setter charas.
Some people want a little bit of that DNA, and if you want that, we'll give you a special.
Hey, now this is a family show now.
Special check.
Keep it clean.
Okay, I shouldn't say
DNA,
Let's do education.
I'll give you Wookfoot for a fee. I'll walk around in your living room for you. We can add some Wookfoot microbes to anybody's doormat. I'll just come out, hang out on the doormat.
Red, are you going to sell agar dishes of Wookfoot?
Okay, yep. Come on, hang out. I'll sell my microbes to you. I'll come and I'll just hang out on your doorstep for a little bit. Every time you go in and out of your house, you take a little bit of me with you.
I can see Red just having the shoebox of like some soil that he's got his footprint in. Just sell that.
Well, it's a very KNF process, man.
Come weed
you
garden.
pre-cook the rice. You put the white.
Come weed the garden.
Put it out.
You get good soil biology and a good gut health microbiome, and just come weed our garden for us. You pay us to come.
I'm in.
Just realize we're going to be eating the
What's
fucking
the name of the business
and everything else, man. It's Rosemary's Oasis.
Our garden. Yeah.
I work for you.
Not work.
Come work for.
Come work
for me.
Come work.
Yeah.
We'll be
Look for-
Bigfooting
look
under
for
the
work.
moonlight, man.
Look for work.
And they're like, "Oh yeah, we're looking for somebody for work," and you go, "No, no, no, I'm
How much
and I'm
work-
looking for people to work my
What's-
garden."
what's for work?
That's how you get them. And once they're in the fence, they're in the fence. So legally, they're yours.
Legally,
Yeah.
they're yours.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it went down.
possession and all that.
So I had it was a very flattering experience today, but Emily, you want to tell about it? It was pretty epic, I thought.
Yeah, so I went into my local pharmacy to pick up some medicine today. And as we were walking in, I stopped. I was like, oh, shit, I need to go grab, my ID. I left my wallet in the car. No, maybe they know me, like I've been in here a few times. So, but I grab it anyways and walk in. And we walk up to the counter, and before I even say anything, I'm just standing there, and she, the pharmacist looked over, and she was like, are you picking up? And I said, yeah, I've got a few prescriptions ready. And she was like, okay, I'll be right there. Comes over, she's like, Emily? And I'm like, yeah, like I didn't even say my name or anything. And I'm like, oh, cool, thinking like, hey, that's awesome, like just real family friendly. She remembers me. I've been here a few times now. Get through everything and get ready to leave. And she hands me the bag, and she slides over a note, and the note reads, I don't know, is it forwards or backwards for you guys?
I'm so blind.
So, hold on.
There
Let's
we
see
go.
here. Let's do this and let's do this.
Oh, that's awesome.
What the
Focus
fuck?
business card.
That's fucking great, man.
So, yeah, Reese, my husband's a big fan of your show, and it said, shh. Because
yeah,
we're
man.
in a pharmacy. We're sitting in a pharmacy. And here we got this note slid across.
Felt pretty awesome. So
Basically,
maybe it is a little, family friendly hometown, but also, being recognized is
It's
pretty
a
cool.
small world, man. I mean,
Shout
it's
out
all
to
the way over there in
pharmacists,
Illinois
man.
like that, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to, we'll just say the pharmacists.
Yeah,
Pharmacist.
pharmacist.
That was
Shit.
cool.
Shout out to this little company. I think
Pearl?
Reed talked about.
He's
Or,
looking me over, man. I'm the camera guy
Black
today.
Pearl.
The Pearl.
Yeah, my way home from taking Sequence's daughter. This thing is tits, man. It's
So you just load that with just a little tiny
Yep.
bit?
just load it up with flour for anybody that's a flour smoker.
And then
I
you
also
light,
got
then you
content.
light the end and pull it like you would the pipe.
Yeah.
almost.
Then you
And I gave him my PO box. I wonder if there's something waiting for me too.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So this thing is really cool. It's a pearl. I don't know what else, if this is the name of the
Pearl.
company, I think. But I think they gave one to Porch Farmer and to Sequence, and I don't know who else got one, but
I've got one.
yeah, they're really neat.
I gave him my PO box. They said they're gonna ship one out. See if
Cool.
I got one. I haven't checked my PO box though.
P.O. Box Red Setter Farm.
I don't have one, so
I
Pearl
don't.
Company. I'm fucking
No, Spartan was our fucking the show P.O. Box for quite some time. If you had something to mail,
Yeah, you guys
Send
feel
it to
free to
Spartan.
use it if you want to.
shout out to the dude who threw those glass fucking ashtrays that you passed out. Those are
Yeah.
fucking dope,
Easy to
man.
was it Easy to Garden that did that one? I think it was Easy to Garden. I could be wrong, but I think it was Easy to Garden.
Hell
Those
yeah.
are beautiful. I haven't used it for an ashtray yet. I think it's like I use
I
it.
know
like
I haven't
art
either. I got like
piece,
rolling
man. It's
papers.
sitting right out on my side table in the living room.
I've had friends comment on mine too outside. And we never use it as an ashtray.
Did they ask
It's
you
so
if that
cool.
is Exhibit A in a future murder case or something with the weight of that fucking thing? You know,
Oh,
like
Yeah.
Pretty
give us
much.
Colonel
I was
Mustard
just
with the
thinking you keep it
candlestick
close
in
enough to the door.
library.
Yeah,
man.
that's a nice. Yeah, it's a nice object to throw.
Why are you
out.
driving around with an ashtray in your car?
We should
Cigarettes. New cars
outside
don't
for an
have them.
outdoor piece. It's so
Yeah,
big,
man.
nice, big and weighted.
He shipped like 10 of them. That was what's crazy. The package.
I know. I couldn't
You need a
imagine how
fucking
expensive that would have been.
cart, man.
That box was heavy as hell.
So I shipped
Yeah.
it all to one place with one box
Yes,
instead of a bunch
it's my
of.
PO box, so I had to go pick it up. I was like, "Whoa, what the hell is this?"
Okay, so that package didn't fit in your actual box. Do they just
No,
for you behind the thing.
Right, that's the scam. Don't fucking pay for the bigger boxes. Just buy the smallest box, and they hold it there, and it's the post office. It's temperature controlled. So, so I just buy the smallest box, and also look at all the PO boxes near or all the post offices near you, because I live in Jackson, and the next town over, which is basically still Jackson, it's in the same county. Michigan Center is where I got my PO box, and it was like $30 less.
I was gonna say I saved like $30 going to like wherever I'm at. You know what I mean? Compared to Ipsy Township, going to fucking Ipsy Township, and then like I go to the next township over, and it's $30 cheaper. And the prices are gonna go up again in December or something like that. So
wonderful.
Of course.
I
got forever stamps.
I don't know. I got mine through.
Boomer.
Got through December. Prices go up in February. Maybe that's what it is. Something like
How
that.
much are stamps these days, man?
You can buy forever stamps. That's the move on those.
I think it was 12 bucks.
A book is like $20
for a book.
Okay,
No, it was only like $12.
You got to buy them
I'm
forever
trying to show up
stamps
my
like
phone
20
like I'm
years
gonna do it.
ago.
Because I gave the
did.
lady
I
a
got one.
20, and I remember getting change.
I got a few forever stamps still.
I want to read a PSA real quick. We were talking in the pre-show about dogs. There was an article today in the USA Today, and it says dogs getting sick with parvo-like virus in northern Michigan, dying within 3 days.
What?
An unidentified virus has been sickening and killing dozens of dogs in northern Michigan over the past month. Similar to canine parvovirus in symptoms, the illness first appeared in Otsego County in northern Michigan, but has spread further north, animal experts in the state say. Parvo is a highly contagious viral disease of dogs and causes acute gastrointestinal illness in puppies, according to the Baker Institute for Animal Health. The disease, often fatal, most often strikes pups between 6 and 20 weeks old, but older animals are also sometimes affected. The state is in a panic right now, says Clare County Animal Control Director.
Damn.
The new unidentified virus is suspected to have come from Louisiana. It kills dogs within days of symptoms, Hicks told the outlet. How many dogs have died and what symptoms did they have? More than 30 dogs have died of the disease in Clare County alone as of Thursday. Hicks said it's not known how the virus spreads. It's a virus much like parvo, possibly a different strain. Symptoms, she said, include bloody diarrhea, vomiting, and lethargy. What dogs are affected by the virus? The virus affects puppies and older dogs, and when the animals are tested by veterinarians, the initial test for parvo is negative. Usually the dogs with it die within 3 to 5 days. So it's just, my advice to you would be to kind of curtail your dog fucking park and all kinds of other shit right now, man, because, hey, man, they're your little buddies too. So we got to look out for them right now. And I just wanted to read that on the air so people are aware of it, man.
How does parvo get transmitted? Does it
Parvo is usually a fecal transmission. So what'll happen is people think, working for a humane society, I'm not trying to be gross or anything, but if you have the dogs out in the dog yard and you have a pup that has parvo, first of all, they don't want to eat, they don't want to drink, so you're already battling against that. And then they do nothing but have vomit and explosive diarrhea, and it's like a wasting disease, what ends up killing them. The problem is that it remains in the soil afterwards, so you have to like literally like pluck all the fucking grass and all the other bullshit around it, man. So really try to be careful out there, and you know.
When I was a kennel girl at the vet clinic, I used to have to take the parvo puppies out and suit up, man, and then I had to take them out on the leash outside, and I had to follow, like, okay, come on, and then I had to spray everything with bleach.
Yeah, that or some kind of quaternary ammonium. Yeah,
they were all quarantined in a separate area and everything, so it's terrible.
Well, the thing is this is saying that it's striking within 2 and 3 days, and you know, if you're not paying attention, it could already be day 2, and you're like, you know, I'll wait a couple days and see if things clear up. So, just as a word to the wise for everybody, this is northern Michigan that I'm speaking about once again, but. You know, I mean, this is a vacation state and people travel all over this motherfucker. So just because it's up there, don't think that that's where it's.
People are going up and down all the time this time of year.
Exactly.
Yep.
So Matthew, somebody, a viewer shared with me on Instagram. They DM'd me an article here in the state in Michigan. They've already spotted the spotted lanternfly. So here it is. It's fucking here in the state. So watch out outdoor.
And what's the story on that one?
It's an invasive moth that decimates crops.
And trees, I
Up
think.
to and including cannabis.
Yeah, I think so. I think he did say that it would. Well, I don't know if they said they have or haven't gotten it with pictures of it. Actually eating cannabis or not. I'm not sure about that. But I think he brought it up because it was a possibility. I think he figured it would be something to watch out for this year.
I mean, the bugs have been chewing on my leaves so far, so it's just kind of unavoidable.
Yeah, that's
But
kind
I
of
don't see
thing
anything. The thing is like I look and I notice that there's some leaf damage, and the first thing I do is flip the leaf over. So, is there anything underneath it there that's like hanging out and continuing to eat it, or is it?
I say it's an excuse to lower the regulations on pesticides.
They feed on grapes, apples, hops, and hardwood trees. So like they'll decimate a whole like forest. Because I remember my people in Pennsylvania would be posting about this stuff because they got hit with how like bugs kind of do influx years where like they go dormant and then like there's a huge thing of them. Yeah, they got hit with these things, and I remember seeing like articles. The trouble is, I don't think there's a lot of like pesticides that hit them anyways. So the trouble is we don't have a solution. So that's what I'm wondering, if you can get some wasps out there. Some of them. She's like, bring the bats in.
You need to get
bats are really good to have around. Get a bat box in your yard.
Implement a polyculture with more diversity, and the problem will kind of get rid of itself, I'd imagine.
One of the only things about a bat box is you have to have it really fucking high up in the air, don't you?
Yeah, that's the hardest part is where you're going to put it. Like, and do you have like a 30, 40-foot ladder?
Well, sure. High up there. Doesn't everyone?
No. But I think the problem is too, the lanternflies didn't come from anywhere here. They're
right. Yeah, they're
invasive. So nature can't really handle it when you bring something that never would have came over. We get a lot of stuff from Asia that just decimates down south because it's the same.
You said hops, right? Was one of them, and that's the closest plant to cannabis, basically.
Exactly. They're going after hops. Yeah. It says other trees such as black walnut, river birch, willow, sumac, and sumac and red maple.
Damn.
Yeah. So they'll just knock out trees, and so and it's it's like a thing where like you don't see them. Let me see if I can bring this picture up. How good they are at sitting there, and you don't see them. And I guess they feed on the tree, so like the tree just goes dead. And you're like, oh, there's no real like visible.
They blend in with the bark of the tree or something, or.
Yep. Let me see. Here we go. I'm gonna see if Skillbo or Paint Lady can click on that.
Oh, sorry, I gotta exit.
You're good. You're good. There's some pictures of them too to show y'all. But yeah, look at this. Let me see if I can open that bigger. Nope.
There you go. Zoom for the boomer, baby. Oh shit.
That's it right there. I don't know what that is. That might be eggs or something. But yeah. And then this is what they kind of look like. I mean, they're kind of cool looking, but still.
I have not seen those yet, man.
Yeah. Yikes. And they're pretty big. And yeah, look at this.
Wow.
Fucking tearing shit up.
Yeah, I don't know what plant that is, but they're all over it, like giant, aphids or something. It's crazy.
Do they have a
look at this. Look at this. This is a tree. Look how many, and they breed real well. I'm pretty sure. So. Yeah.
So there is no treatment that we can use as kind of a preventative.
I remember looking it up because this was only like a year or two ago, and I was like, well, shoot, what if is there some sort of solution?
Can we get them with sulfur?
I don't remember finding one.
They're impervious to our bullshit.
This is just a website where they started.
Oh, there's a Michigan distribution right down there. Spotted lanternfly has been detected in areas of Oakland County.
Yeah.
This is Michigan.gov because they've now, I think they want people to check them out.
That's only 2 counties away from me.
Control right here, Penn State. They got this pesticide thing. Let's see if it tells us anything. Oh, here we go.
How close do you have to be? Jeez.
Yeah. Let's see. Only registered insecticide to kill SLF.
Okay.
Recipes.
Spotted lanternfly, SLF. Let's see what they did there.
You know, when I hear SLF, I think of the old
I
punk
thought the
band.
same thing for a second.
Does anybody
that
think
enzyme?
of Stiff Little Fingers? It's an old fucking punk band.
There's an
Yeah.
SLF 100. Wasn't that like an enzyme or something?
It's not even telling us. So yeah, that's so watch out for those. I don't know.
Choose the least toxic insecticide. Least toxic.
Right.
Yeah, but you didn't tell us which ones.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can find an answer.
In other words, they don't know.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think they do, and that's Penn State where they got hit hard in Pennsylvania, so I know they had to research it. So yeah, interesting that they got here.
Bees
Hopefully, maybe a winter knocks them out.
bringing some bees.
That might help. It's
Winter.
supposed to be a cold winter this winter.
Really,
Cold and snowy.
I
These
plan
guys
on
have
getting.
fucking there.
Solar minimums, baby.
I
Solar
plan on
minimums.
getting a snow tube and a sled.
A snow
year.
tube? What's a snow
I've been
tube?
eyeballing some hills around here.
You mean like an inner
You
tube?
go to Cascades. You could go
Yeah,
there.
you guys never use a tube?
Just use an inner tube.
Yeah,
Why would
I
you
know
do
what
that?
you're talking
You're
about.
calling
They
it a
got-
snow tube as if it was some kind of special tube and not.
Yeah,
just
they put
any
a thicker bottom on it.
Who doesn't like a thicker bottom?
You get the same thing on the inner tube. You get the river raft, man. The river raft.
Oh yeah, you get something like that. But yeah,
I mean, yeah, we're just doubling the ones we use for the float down there. I'll take the SS Skilbo out there and fucking let her rip.
Just grab a big tote box.
Just jump in. It's like the old.
There you go.
That's what we did.
That's like a laundry basket. Fucking race down the stairs, man.
Laundry
I
basket.
did that when I was a kid.
oh,
Better
So
It
be-
look-
explains so much, Red. Where's
Daddy
Mama
Red-
Red when we need her?
Daddy Red showed me how to put a plank of wood at the last stair, so you got a nice little ramp so you don't hit the bottom and just endo over.
Yeah.
So you got to put a plank of wood at the last step and you fucking stairs, dude. So
See, he was smart about it though. He was like, "You're gonna do it anyways. I'll at least minimize the hospital trips."
yeah. I remember I put my foot through a laundry basket and the fucker was stuck. And you ever put your foot through a laundry basket, dude? It's like a Chinese finger
It's
trap.
trapped.
Man. I did endo over one time. Sorry. I endoed at the top stair. Like I went to go down. I was like,
On the
teetering,
top
I was like,
stair.
here we go, dude. I was like, here we go. And I bent down and I just whoop.
Oh my god.
Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those were great years, dude.
You
Big
did
enough,
that a lot, right?
big enough to fit in a laundry basket. Oh yeah, I was up in trees, falling out of trees, all kinds of shit. It was a blast.
all right. I got some answers.
I'm okay. Because if you cry, they're gonna make you can't do it anymore. You know what I mean? I'm okay.
You have to laugh, right? All right, Baked, what do you got for us?
There's plenty. I guess there's plenty of sprays and stuff. You can use white vinegar. You can use neem oil, dish soap. But I guess they just breed so fast. You have to keep up with it and go hit every tree and stuff. But then I looked up predators, and you can get praying mantis, chickens,
Chicken predators.
Polyculture.
garter snakes will eat them, koi fish, and whatever a wheel bug is.
They want me to
Oh,
take
the
a
koi fish
wheelbarrow
will
of
help
koi
you when
fish
you're
out
on
to my
trees.
woods for these things around these
That's
trees.
what I'm literally just picturing you tossing a koi at a tree.
Just
Get
hold it
him.
while its mouth is doing this.
Hey.
Go Magikarp,
You know, you have to
Magikarp splash.
Yeah.
my pretties.
and the fish does what Magikarp does and flops around. No, but that's interesting. If I see some around my area, I'm gonna order some praying mantis eggs.
Man, we have all these tiny little baby walking sticks everywhere, all over the place. Little Cletuses. And every
Really?
time I see one, I'm like, Cletus, what are you doing over here? They're everywhere. I don't know what it is. I've never seen them so small. They're usually big, and on like a leaf or something. And
I imagined a bunch of little sunflowers because in our house I'm taking a bunch of sunflowers and turn them into walking sticks. So yeah,
What?
I was like,
The weed is good. That's what it is.
apparently, because I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Exactly.
He's talking about an actual walking stick, not the plant or not the bug.
I envisioned a bunch of like plants were being used for walking sticks. That little
I
bug.
thought you meant plant.
I see.
Yeah, I thought it was a plant. I thought it was a plant called the walking stick.
Red, I can't wait
No.
until that one fucking green room mail is done so that you can make a walking stick out of that, because it's going to be like whatever the cover is. I can't remember which Led Zeppelin album it was, but it's like the fucking old wizard dude has this really long fucking stick with the lantern on the end of it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's going to be red.
It's not a Dr. Seuss. It's got a Whoville hat already.
I mean, it's going to be red. I mean, that's already red.
Already ready.
Oh, ready, red.
Ready. Here, now we're at Cedar Point. Ready.
This is high quality entertainment, guys.
Ready.
Emphasis on the high.
Oh, you guys
Exactly.
want to know what tipping got me going the other day?
Yeah, let's
We were supposed to get you started. We do have 20 minutes before hash time. I'm sure we can cram this in, bookend it with hash time, and what's my
I took a drink just to get going.
Before you even start, Baked, I'm with you. 100%.
Yeah. Excellent. I'm glad.
Yep.
So, I was on a website browsing. I think it was Dice.
I was on the World Wide
I was
Web.
looking at Dice, and I was buying some dice. Click
Some
buy,
D20s.
threw my PayPal in there, threw my shipping in there. Yeah, some D20s, and then
No, he's shooting craps on the street. Man.
it says
He is short for money. You got to make it somehow. Hustle it up.
you want to give a tip. So I found your website. I Googled that crap. I browsed it and found
typed in the
everything
order.
myself. I had to type all my crap in. What did you do? What and now the problem, and it's like that's half of it. The problem is I didn't tip. And now I'm like, well, fuck. Does that go to the guy packing your actual box? So now he's just going to throw that shit in there. No good packing, you know?
It's dice. Who cares?
It's a dice, dude. It's okay. They get thrown. That's what they're for.
It's let's back up, Skilbo. The dice is where it starts. What happens when you don't tip on something else that does matter?
Right.
And why am I tipping? What have you done? You're getting your profit from the item.
Let me get this straight. You only tip out of fear and not gratitude.
I didn't tip. I said I didn't tip.
So now he's going to. Now he's going to tip out of fear.
Well, no, probably not still.
Tipping, right?
But I don't know. Maybe
just
one day.
don't order from a site that asks for a tip. Find a different site and just do that until you find one that doesn't request it.
I was just amazed. Like, what in the hell? Just pay your people more. Don't put it on the customer.
I went to a salad bar the other day and got all the salad myself, picked out everything I fucking wanted on my salad, and then they wanted a tip at the end, and I was like,
ooh, the fucking bowl? Like, what in the hell?
Of course I tip, because I feel so fucking guilty to be in that dick hole that presses no, no tip. So I always put tip 20%, and I walk out of there going, why did I tip her 20% for me doing my own salad?
She brought you some liquids.
That's called shame tipping.
So when you go to the restaurants where you got to cook your own meal, you don't tip them either?
What restaurant do you cook your own meal? That's literally the definition of a restaurant.
Yeah.
Where you get your fucking steak, you pick it out, you fucking put it on the fucking hot stones, cook it. So you
what kind of fancy fucking restaurants you going to?
Yeah, where are you going, Spartan?
I didn't say I went there. I just say I know they exist.
Every restaurant.
You know they exist, except no one else does.
Extra, because those people deserve it.
That happens a lot.
I know there's restaurants where they'll cook it in front of you. But
like when you're sitting there and eating, tipping the server, absolutely. Like tip on the service. But we got pizza tonight. And all they did was type in my order and do their actual job that they are already being paid for. And there's a tip jar right there sitting out. Tips appreciated. For what? Doing your job? Why am I tipping you for doing your job?
It's because nobody's getting paid enough, so everyone's desperate for money. It's just what it comes down to, guys. It's if you were in that
Jake
job.
gave a very great response earlier. We had a small little talk about it.
I worked as a server and a bartender for like 20 years, and I lived off of tips. So I'll tell you what it is. A lot of waiters and waitresses in restaurants only get paid $2 to $3 pre-pandemic.
Service industry.
$2 to $3.
Not people.
I'm gonna get him. Wait a minute. Hold on, because here's the thing. I was a fucking cook for 20 years, and I never made as much as my shittiest server did.
No,
never. And people would be like, people would circumvent the fucking waitress to tip me. They would bring a $50 bill and have them hand it to me.
And they should.
Like, we ain't tipping you. Yeah. We're tipping the fucking cook.
You should also tip your cook, and you should also tip those people back there too.
Yeah, because that's that's like a morale killer.
Hold on.
Some restaurants will also cash out cooks on part of sales.
Those days are
I think they should.
Depends on restaurants, right? You know what I mean?
No, I'm not talking about like sitting down in a restaurant, and having somebody cook your food. Absolutely, I'll break. But I'm saying, like, I went to go pick up pizza. Like I'm not going to. Yeah, it was Little Caesars. I'm not.
Okay, so that's called tip fishing.
Yeah.
That needs to just be stopped. Nobody tip anymore when it's just sitting out like that.
Tips shouldn't exist. Tips were invented by corporations when wages started needing to be increased because of inflation 50, 60 years ago. And they said, how can we make our employees happy and not spend money? What did they do? You put the responsibility of paying your employee that runs your business, makes you money, on the customer. That's such a sham.
And
tips are a sham.
So and really, then you have to tax your tips.
Dissolving tips and paying people proper hourly wages at work. Just like everybody should be paid more. That's the problem.
The problem now, Baked, is that it's expected for people to tip, but in these fucking tough economic times, people are like, bro, I can barely afford to eat here. Like, you're on your own.
We gotta go back to stripes and shit. We gotta go back to we're stopping your shit.
But then you also have these restaurants where, the corporate tip system, the way that it is designed today, yes, Baked, everything you just said, I wholeheartedly agree. The tip system, TIP, the reason that it's called a tip is an acronym for to ensure promptitude. And the tip was given prior to placing your order. You would give your server a tip when you place your order. And that tip would say, oh, that's why when you go to a wedding or something like that, when you go up and you get yourself a free drink, you slap a $50 bill or a 20 or 10, whatever you have in your pocket down, because later on you don't have to tip anymore. That bartender will continue to hook you up. And guess what? When you're there and you're standing in line with like 4 or 5 people, those other people didn't tip, to ensure promptitude, that bartender will lean over and grab you your drink first because you did tip. That is the history of the tip. That's why tips do exist. And if
exists here in this country.
And if it weren't for allowing, you still have to allow tips to exist, because bartenders and servers can make an excellent living off of tips. They can go home with hundreds and hundreds of dollars in a night at a good restaurant.
Which they
while the back of the kitchen,
right, which they should
suffers. I used to work in kitchens too, and they would
I did too, man.
Want their $400 in a night. I didn't make $400 in 2 weeks.
Exactly, Big.
So it was like, but it's not a good system anywhere. Europe doesn't tip. You can tip, sure, tip in an extra circumstance. But
can I want to add one more thing? Hold on. So here's the thing: as the cook too in the back, all of your fucking foo-foo special order bullshit with everything's got a modification on it. So the ticket of fucking like a 7 top ticket is like super long because I've got like 46 modifiers on 7 tickets, okay, or 7 items. So the problem is I'm the one that's doing all this fucking extra bullshit. You're just going out and making a fucking salad and dropping off drinks, and then they got to wave at you to come. Hey, we need some more, and it's like, fuck, man, I'm back here sweating my dick off.
My point is like, point fingers.
I'm not talking about the way that restaurants are designed today. I'm talking about real restaurants where they pay chefs a real living a real wage. I'm talking.
Where's that?
Dude, they're out there, man. Go to a 5-star restaurant. They're making 6 figures.
They're charging $1,000 for a check,
Oh.
but that's not the majority of the servers.
Exactly.
Industry.
I'm not talking about the majority, man. I'm talking
The majority is what matters,
I'm
though.
talking about the not allowed tips at all.
For instance,
What the hell is that noise?
What noise?
All I'm hearing
It
is
must be Spartan. If he says what noise, it's got to be him.
sound like someone was gonging.
Gong.
You guys have a fan running?
got like a fan.
It sounds like a Grow Tent fan. We all know that sound.
Something. I don't know.
So when I mute, it goes away though.
Yeah.
Woo.
It's almost hash time.
Maybe
But
it's
yeah.
We're 10 minutes.
I don't mean to point fingers either. So like in this instance, like you were talking like at a wedding where somebody's gonna get to ensure promptness. Imagine though, like let's say I don't know how many people tip like that a night. 2 or 3 give you a $50 bill. You know, let's so like it's like $150, $200. What if you just got that from your employer and you treated everyone with insured promptness?
That's 10 minute profit margin, bro.
That would be ideal, man. That's
That would be
That's all. Yeah.
That would
Right.
be ideal.
But I don't know. I don't get tipped at work, so like I can't tip everywhere I spend money too.
Yeah, I mean they're not
That's
making
where it's
profit,
getting to though. It's like I can't go to Bigby and tip.
you know.
Oh shit! We know what's going on now. You're getting the spitty coffee, man.
I mean,
No, yeah, it's just a bagel. It's just a $2 bagel.
Oh well, they're spitting in the bagel then, bro.
Restaurants are paying servers $2-3 an hour. I mean that's crap.
That's the problem. I've seen like in Pennsylvania they made it go up. There was a minimum that was only $30 a week or something crazy like that, and they raised it at least to $130 in like last year or something. So like there just needs to be more legislation on that crap. But I think it's just,
holy shit, that's a fucking lot. When I was a server, it was $1.10. That's what I got paid. And then everybody at the fucking A&W thought that just because they were getting an olive burger and a root beer, that meant that they could leave a quarter and it'd be all fucking right. Guess what's not right? That. Especially when I paid on your goddamn old asses all night for hours. You all ordered the special shit, Skillbo, just like you were talking about. Now you write down
modifiers, man.
olive burger, no olives. I'm like, what?
So you want a mushroom Swiss burger with no mushrooms?
Yeah.
You
how
just want a Swiss burger.
much was an olive burger?
A quarter.
Back then, I don't know, man. More than a quarter. That's what I
More than that tip, right?
Esther Charlie just threw a wrench in it. What about tipping bud tenders?
Again,
Wait a minute,
definitely,
hold on. Wait a minute. Let me
definitely
just say this.
dispensaries can afford to pay their employees the
help
proper
me?
wage.
Yeah,
Or
if
did
they
I just come
provided
in and look for something? Did you give me information? Did you help me make a decision? Did you help me with my maladies? Or did you just go, what which one you want?
Right.
Okay, let me get that for you. Like, it's cool, but again, you know, it's got to stop somewhere.
I think you have to provide a service to get it. I think that's what it should
I
be.
think that's the oldest industry in the world, isn't it?
You have to go above and beyond is how they do it in Europe. Somebody goes above and beyond, you go give them a tip. Sometimes they won't even take it. In a lot of other places, because
they get paid a living wage. It's just
that's
what it is.
That's the crap.
Right.
They can't take it in most places.
But all these places that do it here, they can pay their employees that. Like I worked at Cracker Barrel. They made bizank. They could have paid everybody fairly.
710 Kansura says you don't tip the drug dealer. The drug dealer tips you. Remember back in the day when you used to get a bag and sit down and smoke a joint before you left?
Yeah, I remember that shit.
We'd play a video game. I remember playing games.
Yeah.
No,
like you didn't just bounce in the house and bounce out.
out.
You like, you know what I mean? Hey, I got neighbors. You know, fucking be still for a minute. You can't be running up and out of here all night.
I don't know, man. I'm on the opposite side, man. I pay cash a lot of places, so I have change, and the change, I'd rather just get rid of it instead of put it in my pocket. So I usually throw it in a tip jar.
Yeah, I hate change too. I'll always give them my change. I tip, but when I think that it's warranted.
At the damn gas station the other day because it was like I don't know, 75 cents or something. I'm like, keep that shit.
Anyway,
Somebody's gonna come in and want 75 cents of gas too.
There you go. They'll be covered.
Let me fish that out of that fucking if you need one, take one deal, right?
Right, exactly. I've had to before. I've come up short and they just dug it out of that little thing. So I throw in there.
I like the cashiers that just like roll with it. Like, nah, don't worry about it. They don't add anything or do anything. It's like, don't worry about it. Like, okay, cool.
Not to steer too much off of that topic though, but there were a lot of days where I would go home making far less than anybody else in the store would. So like when you don't get tipped at all and you get stiffed all day, or you only get 4 tables and you work all day long and all day long and all day long and you only made $2 an hour.
You know who's not getting stiffed? The fucking clown that owns that joint.
Exactly.
That's who's not getting stiffed.
They're not.
Exactly.
Oh, we got to raise food costs. They're going up again. We got to change our fucking menu prices by $2 across the
It's
board.
not a battle. It's not a battle of front of house versus back of house or who's making more money throughout the day.
Only front of house does that. All of my back of the house folks know.
Here's the point. Here's the thing. I worked in a kitchen just as long as I worked front of house. Just because I worked in bartending and serving for 20 years doesn't mean I didn't work in a kitchen for 20 years. It's all the same shit. And I'm not 40 years old, but I've done them both. You know what I mean? And coexisted between both. I've managed restaurants, which means you have to do both. Done that for almost a decade. And there's a lot that goes into it. And it's grunt work and it's grunge work. And people, I'm sorry, all of us included, are not friendly, especially when they're hungry. And everybody has to have it their way, as if it's fucking Burger King. And I mean, whatever, you know. So I try to please people, but the thing is, some people do go above and beyond. Some people really go about that extra effort. They run, they go quick. They're getting on their bartender's back. Hey, motherfucker, put more alcohol in. Hey, motherfucker, you know what I mean? Those people do deserve a little bit extra. Because they are being prompt, they are giving that little.
But they're slave driving the other
What
people
industry?
who are already overworked as it is. They're slave driving me so that they can make a tip.
Everybody's overdriving everybody, man.
Right. That's why there's such a
Exactly. So
burnout
why
in
wouldn't we
movies.
just tip everyone?
Because of the tip. But at the same time, what if somebody just wants to give extra money? Because like what if tipping was no longer standard? Everybody was getting a living wage, but you also make a living wage and you have a little extra cash to burn, and you see somebody that makes good money, but you still want to give them extra money. Would you want to be
okay?
Them money?
Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's how Europe and shit operates. But here's the thing: you don't walk around. There aren't these things right when you hand somebody your money, like these giant like jars and things. They're like tips and stuff. You know what I mean? There's no hands out because like you said. You want to give that person money, you go up to him and you give him money.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Bowls out on a counter and stuff like that. Yeah. So now that was one thing when I worked in the industry, we weren't allowed to have a bowl out, and people will tip you regardless of a bowl out. Just like Spartan said, they'll throw you their 75 cents or anything like that. Rather, you know what? If you don't pull that shit out of the drawer, that's an overshort and it stays at the back of the house. It stays at the house. That's not house's money. You know what I mean? Pull that shit out of the drawer. Drawer stays even. That's an up surplus. It goes somewhere. Put a fucking bucket underneath your fucking shelf, whatever. At least our store allowed us to do that. And we were able to make bank on top of our hourly wage, which, you know, I'm not going to say whether or not it's a livable wage or whatever it is. You know what I mean? A wage, it was the wage. And we were able to still make on top of it without a bowl on the counter, without the presence of one, this, that, or the other. I don't think that I totally agree with what you're saying with that presence. When somebody's still making the job's wage, right? They're not making. Now, what I think is the racket is the tip employee system that says that as long as this person's making a tip that gets them over minimum wage, which if you're a tipped employee, your employer usually makes you claim X amount of money that equals at least 15% of your sales, because that's going to be your minimum wage range. You have to make a minimum wage. So they make you claim at least 15% of your sales. Because, you know, people scam the tip system or whatever, and they skate without paying taxes, this, that, and the other. But the other scenario is, you know, they're the employer only paid $2 to $3 an hour, or in Paint a Lady's scenario, $1.50 an hour or whatever it is. And still, I mean, bartenders might get paid $5 to $8, some places $12. I mean,
bartenders usually get paid a regular wage. the wait staff usually doesn't, unless you're like a head girl.
It kind of varies state to state. In Florida,
Yeah.
it was half of minimum. Every service person got at least half minimum.
I just think it sucks because the onus is falling on the little person again, though. Like you're either
Oh,
pissing off other
that's what I'm saying. They're
coworkers
pitting the employee
against employees,
against the customer and
the customer.
employees. Yeah, but not, and then CEOs walking away smiling. Yeah. But
This entertaining fucking run up to hash time of 20 minutes. We did it in 20 minutes, guys. We fucking took it all the way to the edge of the universe, and Red is trying to continue the Great Space Coaster as we come right up to the edge of hash time.
I do, because I want to talk about the commission base. I think
hash
the commission-based sales. I think commission-based sales is a much better way to go about, especially if you sell product, right? Rather than getting your staff to try to get tips for themselves, getting them to sell more is going to make your company way more money, and getting to people to have a percentage of the profit earnings as commission could make your business bank, because they're going to work their butts off, because the harder they work and the more they sell, the more they make. Their income is a direct reflection of your income, or your income is a direct reflection of theirs, and blah blah blah. Everybody's win-win-win, up and down. Can be a win-win-win, commission based. I always thought that would be, if you wanted your bud tender, like in the scenario of an actual dispensary, if we're going to go switch the scales and actually talk about instead of restaurants. Now restaurants and dispensaries are incredibly similar. As far as placing orders, as far as having somebody who might wait on you, as far as having people in both front of house and back of house, both doing customer service at the front of the house and prep work in the back of the house, et cetera, et cetera. Incredibly similar. So there's like a cross, and even the programs, Leaf Logics and no, not Metric, but like the actual programs themselves, Leaf Logics and
Red. Did you see chat with Daddy Red? Who's saying this? I know.
Cheers.
Because you're continuing the conversation past the mark point.
But I'm getting into cannabis though. I'm trying to transition, and just for those out there who might have a shop or something, put your staff in a commission-based, type of a sales point, and I would bet that they would probably work to make a lot more money themselves, rather just being there and going, yeah, man, you should totally get that one. I think that's cool. Because either way, they're going to make $20 an hour or $15 an hour, whatever the fuck you're paying them. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that one's good. Yeah, it's great flavor. Yeah. Terps, man. Terps. Or they'll be like, hey, man, these terps are badass on this one, but you know what? The reason this one's an extra $20 is this. And then they're going to might break it down, and you might actually get that sale. But
most people are just coming in to grab something, right?
They are, but I've worked the system, man, and you can get people to buy lighters. You can get people to do some things as long as you just upsell a little bit. It's all in being social. It's all in having an additional conversation. I've done the trials and errors. I've been a stand back dude where I just fucking sat there, didn't do shit, and see what they bought. And I've been the dude who's been like, all right, now, do you want this, or do you want this, or do you want this? And then 9 out of 10 times people will take your suggestion because they don't even know what they want. Some people do know what they want, and they're in there to buy pre-roll. Shut the fuck up. Give me my fucking pre-roll. Don't tell me what I want. I want the fucking door. That's it. And those people are there, but that's not 9 out of 10. That's one dude that comes in to do that. 9 out of 10, they don't know what the fuck they want. In fact, 9 out of 10 are from out of state, and they don't even know what cannabis is, and they want you to tell them everything about cannabis, including Michigan's laws and all kinds of shit. So you need to know all kinds of shit as a bud tender, not just what the fuck's on the shelf. If you want to actually, make tips or something like that, or, and the thing about the cannabis industry is they're not paying people tip wages. They're not paying half minimum wage. They're paying either minimum wage or slightly above, or wherever the range of a bud tender or whatever, delivery driver, whatever is. There's a competitive wage that's out there right now, and people tip on top of that. So the bud tender scenario can actually be somewhat livable. If you get into, like, some people aren't going to get tips, man, because they're not personable. tipping isn't a requirement in the industry. You know, it's not like people understand that you're getting a livable wage, you're getting a wage, you know, whatever, we're not going to tip you. But then again, like Scubbo said, you're providing a service, you're doing something, people will tip for you providing a service. So just be nice, be kind, throw a smile on your face, even if your foot hurts. You know what I mean? You might get extra bank in your pocket.
You know what? As a matter of fact, yesterday I took Sequence's daughter to Ulta to get a couple things before school. You know, she started high school today, and so we were there, and that place was packed.
Frenzy buying.
Yeah, and there were 2 people at the register, and the one girl was supposed to go home. And so there was a line around the whole thing and out there waiting to check out. And this woman was like, "Hi, did you find everything today?" You know, just the nicest possible. You know, she was the manager, you could tell. And the other girl comes up and was like, "I'm supposed to go home." And she goes, "Excuse me a moment." And she goes, "I'm very sorry, but we haven't heard from so-and-so. So would you mind staying on for a bit? And I will give you your break as soon as we can." "Okay, how else can we help you today?" You know, and then
that's a consummate professional right there. Yeah.
Fucking professional, even though
because you can really set that fucking crowd off too. Like if you're up there like making faces at people and rolling your eyes and shit, like, people are not going to be cool when they come through your line. It's just kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, I told her when we left, I was just like, that was exactly how you work in customer service position, and she's the who deserved a tip. And of course, guess who?
Get the hell out of Ulta. That's the tip.
At the end of the thing, there was no extra tip for her. And if I I didn't have cash on me at the time, but of course, if I had some cash, I would have given her some because she deserved it. But yeah, anyway, that was just my rant about good customer service. Next.
Baked, aren't you glad that you started this rant 26 minutes ago?
Well, I think.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, wait.
I just had a flashback to Target.
Got to come in.
Like,
hold on.
I would never tip a manager.
I think.
But
yeah.
Because that girl that walked up and wanted to go home, she's on her 14th hour.
I've been
just asked her to stay for 4 more.
I don't keep it.
Well, I don't know if she was a manager. Honestly, I assume she was, because that girl just walked up to her and she was just like running the show. She was just like, "I'm sorry, but so and so, we haven't heard from so and so. So would you mind staying on?" Maybe she wasn't.
Do they do a tax break week here for school supplies?
No.
Oh, in Florida, they do a week right before school.
Yeah, they do that.
Like a frenzy.
They already do that fucking sales
no
tax.
It's ridiculous. They do that in, I don't know if it was the same in Florida, but they did the same thing in Texas. But it counted for everything. So people would be buying fucking big screen TVs.
Well, a lot of the stuff down there doesn't have tax anyways.
So you have like
Christmas in August.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. You just didn't shop that week. You just stayed home.
Every reason possible not to have tax.
I don't think they even have tax on clothes.
It's not state tax. It was income tax, right? There's no income tax down there.
There's no state.
No state. Okay.
Tax.
Yeah, no state. It's just federal, and then there's no tax on food, I believe.
Yeah, that's
there's no tax on clothes.
Dude, I'm so old. I can remember when Michigan fucking sales tax was 4% for fucking an eternity.
Yeah, but the
and that
tax
was an eternity ago.
Is 7.5%, I think now.
When did it go from 4%?
There's no income tax.
Oh shit, a long time ago, man.
Just sales tax was different depending on what city you're in. So that was strange.
Oh, that is weird.
Like in San Antonio, I remember it was like around 6%, the same at Michigan was at the time.
Oh, dude.
Like Houston was at like almost 7%.
Wow.
So when I worked at Best Buy at the time as a manager, if somebody was from Houston, but they were in my Best Buy store in San Antonio, but they wanted to have something delivered out of the Houston store, I'd have to charge them a different sales tax.
Yeah.
So what a fucking pain in the ass scam there, man.
Yeah.
When we were in Nashville, everything had a bunch of different tax rates. If we went out to eat, there were 3 different taxes. If we got alcohol, there was an alcohol tax. There was a
city tax.
There was a city. Yeah, tourist tax. Like all
tourist tax.
Yeah, like weird stuff, man.
That's crazy.
That sounds like a shakedown to me.
Yeah.
Totally. It would depend on like if it was just a souvenir shop. There we go. Like souvenir shop, there was that would have like the tourist tax, and it's just souvenirs tax or whatever the fuck it is.
Huh.
Local tax. There were like 3 taxes at the bottom besides the state tax. And in a restaurant, there was like 5. It's crazy. We saved one of the receipts just to keep how mind blowing, or at least keep perspective. Again, it was back to perspective. We only really have 1 tax on our receipts. That's that sales tax. And when we get food, we really don't have to pay on some foods, right? And then
I think it's cold foods that's non-prepared.
Well,
prepared
the
foods
one
you get
exception,
taxed.
right, is if you walk into a recreational dispensary, then you get all these extra taxes.
additional taxes there. Yes.
What is the tax at the fucking, since this is the late session of the financial advice?
Yeah,
and
if we're gonna
fucking
rant about
rants and
taxes.
16%,
rooming, man. I'm
which
telling
is
you.
actually 16.6.
16, right? Okay.
Well, it's 16, but it rolls out to being 16.6. You have the 10% excise, you have the 6% Michigan sales. So we have 6% Michigan sales and 10% excise. However, 10% excise gets applied to the subtotal first, and then the 6% sales gets
They're getting you.
backed. So you end
Okay.
up actually paying 16.6 after it's all said and done. So they get you where the sales tax gets applied after the excise tax is put on, or vice versa, one or the other. I can't remember which one happens first, but one happens first, and then they apply the other one and tax the rest. I think
Does every item, right? Even like a lighter, doesn't that 10% go on that too?
I think it's only cannabis. It's cannabis only. The regular 6%
hope
gets
so.
put on lighters, but not the excise.
And
The
I'm
excise
I'm almost positive I read in the law itself of this.
I'm
That would be
pretty
bullshit,
sure I
man.
checked that on
2 different taxes for the same fucking lighter because of the establishment selling it.
I'm
Fucking goofy.
pretty sure I checked
Have
because
you ever followed a dollar?
what you
Have you ever followed a dollar?
They'll have what you paid.
How
per-
much a dollar cost?
I'm just saying, like watch a dollar after somebody gets paid, and then it gets taxed then, but it probably got
But
taxed
it's all
before
fiat
then.
money anyway, baked.
Then
We
you
can
have to spend
unravel
it. It
all
gets
this.
taxed. What are you talking about, fiats?
Fiat
This is
money.
why
I was trying
like
to turn it
grow
into a late sesh topic and make it,
medicine.
we're
Because
keeping with the financial thing. It's a
The
fiat.
money
currency.
saved when
Not
you save
representative
money by
of
growing
the
your own
gold.
food and medicine, it's untaxed. That's untaxed saved money.
It's true.
So grow your own shit, make whatever you can because that's untaxed. Not only are you saving the money of what you made, but it's untaxed. You're not paying the government when you have to save it, even though they charge you for your savings. This is a way to kind of loophole that one.
Especially when you
2
start
minutes.
closing loops too, Red. Like everything you do, like you grow one more vegetable that you don't want to buy anymore, or you start saving seeds so you don't have to buy the seeds to plant the plants anymore. There's so many little loops you can close, and they're all save you in ways you don't realize. When you start not owing people money, you realize that you don't need a whole lot of money to survive.
Well, sometimes letting that shit die in the vine like that in the gardens also is good because we're going to have a lot of volunteers next year, and they be hardy enough to, we know they made it.
Man,
through
I
the
can
last
walk
year.
you through my garden. I've got so many examples of what you're talking about right now. I got tomatoes growing everywhere.
And when they come back, dude, year 2, year 3, they become indestructible because
Like
now they're
3, yeah.
to that environment, dude. And they're ready. PM isn't.
No.
We're raised on PM.
We were raised on PM around
You
these
don't
parts,
mind
man.
it. That's what I like about having these multiple generations of what is. Every couple of years they'll do a seed crop of cannabis, and we're letting all this other seed stuff, saving seeds like crazy, man. We got more crops downstairs of seeds storage than we do of actual food.
Well, I wanted to ask Becca how many fucking spaghetti squash we have hanging on the vine right now, still to come down.
16,
No shit.
Wow.
17.
And you guys have been plowing through them anyway already.
We've only eaten 2. They're like
Okay.
perfect right now. Just got ripe. But
Yeah.
they're like all ripe now.
So what's your long-term storage on this going to be?
What'd you say?
What's your long-term storage on this going to be?
We can cook it and freeze it.
Okay.
We don't have enough storage space in our freezers.
For sure,
We
man.
don't have enough
That's a
freezer.
lot of garden,
I
man.
wonder if you could cook it, then dehydrate it and make it almost like a pasta noodle.
So spaghetti squash dude, it will stay most of the winter if you keep it out of the sunlight and you keep it cool.
Keep in the garage.
Yes.
Seriously.
And well, here's the thing about the garage, man. And here's mice, right? Rodents. You really gotta have traps or something. We have to have traps. They can get in through cracks in the doors and stuff like that. They're definitely gonna want to find warm. And if it smells like food, they might try to get in. But the thing is, the squash usually doesn't have issues with mice. I'll have issues with mice on other stuff, beans, stuff with seeds, stuff with, some other shit like that, flowers and things like that. The squash, I think it just has a nice impenetrable. Is that the word?
Yeah, it's hard for them to get through for sure.
Yeah. So I don't think they even fuck with it, or rather they can smell it. So yeah,
Just like hang them from the ceiling.
I've had pumpkins just sit on the floor of my garage while the sunflower. I had a whole. Yeah, maybe have a banker bucket of seed there. Yeah, maybe that's what you do. Have a whole bag of bird seed. I had a bucket full of bird seed sitting out back. I put a lid on it, and I thought that having a lid on it would be good. They chewed a hole right through the fucking plastic garbage can and ate all the fucking seed. A whole bucket of fucking seed over the winter, dude. You're super miles.
That must be who's terrorizing us now.
Yeah, so they're out here terrorizing us now. Little fuckers.
Need some cats. You paying lady bring some of her cats out there for
Right.
Some cats for hire.
Yeah, the one.
And I had to pluck a chip off of a canine tooth today. He was stuck on there, man. It was terrible. He was still alive.
Oh, a chipmunk?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah, he's just so good at it. He just comes back, and I didn't even realize there he was, and he was waiting for me to see him, and then he just had it in his mouth, and the chip's like,
man.
And I was like, I took all of his head, and he usually drops it, and the thing was just hanging off of his tooth.
Oh.
Damn.
But he was fine. He trotted off.
So they make these things for dogs. They're like it's almost like a grill kind of. They slide over their canine teeth, but they're usually made out of some type of metal. You need to get some for your cats, and then be all fucking rock, just fucking heavy metal out there. Just
he deserves one. He deserves a grill because he is a baller out there. He is bringing home the bacon like you wouldn't believe. If I ate that stuff, I wouldn't go hungry, but I mean,
I want you to cook them up for him.
I don't know.
Dude, that's
save you some money. Save you money in cat food.
Yeah, he's sensed the inflation. He's like, I need to give them some fucking food, man.
That's right. He's going back to nature, man.
He heard you telling Sequence he had to be a vegan and stop eating meat.
He's like, nah, screw that.
Jesus Christ. Talk about something I have never heard. I will never hear the end of. I made one simple comment one time of like, you know what? I don't really eat that much meat, and I don't really like it that much anyway. I think I might go vegetarian. You would have thought that the end of the world happened. Doomsday begins in like every single time. He's like, oh, I just got this smoker over here, and now you're vegetarian. Every time we look at it, or we go to a barbecue place, this is probably going to be the last time we ever are allowed to come here.
You need to go to Meijer right now and just buy a little fun bag of Snickers, the Snicker bars.
Yeah.
You hit him with that commercial every time he's fucking dramatic. Just leave one in your pocket or something, hand it to him. You're like, you need a Snickers. You're starting to be dramatic.
Yeah, but
it's funny though.
Snickers will melt in your pocket.
Make it even better, be these sloppy Snickers.
Man,
a lot of candy just melts in your pocket. Candy wasn't really made for your pocket.
Really
M&M's, they're liars because that shit does melt in your hand.
Melts in your hand.
Oh yeah. Skittles. Don't eat Skittles. Don't eat Skittles. They're bad for you.
Skittles.
Yeah, but they got banned everywhere else.
With Skittles.
Yeah, they deemed them unfit for human consumption. There's something in them. I'm gonna Google it.
Probably one of the dyes, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's something that you should not have.
Yeah.
Hey, so I was outside with a dog, and I fucking heard Painted Lady talking about Sequence and the smoker, dude. I totally couldn't hear that in his voice too.
every single time Skilbo, he'll be looking at it. He's like, "Look at it. It's got spider webs on it."
A color additive titanium dioxide.
There you go.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Which color?
Don't
You're
say
gonna eat all the other colors, but not
Dude.
that one, right? That's what you're gonna
Becca,
do,
you know they're all the same, I think.
right?
No, they're not.
Not all the same.
They're not all
Yeah,
the
it's,
same.
it's
They're
like a
different
color
flavors.
illusion, just like
A
cereal.
color illusion.
They changed the green one. That's not just color.
Well,
Hey,
and
man,
red
the
dye
purple
number
one
9
totally
causes
tastes
to
different.
cause cancer.
This one tastes like cancer.
They all do, dude. There's a reason that little
Trying to
S.
find which
hated.
color.
I've never been
Cancer is the
a
aftertaste.
fan.
You don't get
That
that.
little
Cancer
S is
the
never
aftertaste.
stated correctly.
Hmm.
There's a reason for that.
I liked Starburst.
Ooh, which color?
Starburst are good.
Yellow.
It's
Yellow.
a toss between strawberry and cherry for me.
Which color? I said color.
You don't do
Oh,
flavor.
Yeah.
Confused. Pink or red?
There you
Yeah.
go.
Nice.
Those ones are the best.
Pink or red.
You
Yeah,
know, what's better than
something about,
Starburst?
something
ones
about
are
having to
just colors.
unwrap your individual candies. It's
I like.
Slows you down, Red.
nowadays.
I hate that. That
That
pisses
keeps
me
it
off.
clean.
What the fuck, dude?
Keeps it
But I do
clean.
like the Starbucks. I like
You
making
Fucking grubby.
Yeah, how many times have you spilled a Skittles or M&M bag that you half opened and rolled
Wait
up
a minute.
half
I wish
I could
Yeah,
just
but-
reach down and grab them
Whereas-
and
whereas
put them in my mouth.
got
right off the
Starburst
top.
wrapped
I
up.
want to do a
Then they're
call out
loose.
for the old
They're
school
not, they
Skittles
got only-
posse.
A
Who the fuck's
foil
only gonna eat
package.
one piece? Who's
You're
gonna
Eat
eat
a whole
one?
handful of them.
You're gonna eat at
You
least
eat
a
a
handful.
couple of them, but you take them out and twist the
Who
package.
eats only a fucking couple? I eat the whole fucking package.
Then
Why
you
do
don't
I
have a
always-
problem with them being
That's
loose.
it, Red. That's it, Red. Right
I'm
there.
so lost.
No, I don't want all the
You're
package.
either the gang of the I eat one at a time, or you're the gang of like tip that fucking thing up, get a big
Back,
chaw
dude.
full of it, and then just like chew
No,
on it for like 3 minutes.
So this is what my move
I get
was.
color
I'm trying to
crazy.
do a
Eat 'em.
hybrid
If you're gonna
move,
eat 'em,
both.
fucking
I
eat them.
take, like what Pan Lady said, the Starburst, right? Take your, what was the two flavors? Strawberry and what?
Pink and red.
Pink and red.
So pink and
Cherry.
red, you take 3 of them. So if your favorite's probably red, so you take the 2 red and you take 1 pink, and you make a fucking sandwich and you squish them together. and you eat them in your mouth. It's fucking
Oh.
good.
So nice.
I've
That's
never
the
done
move.
this
That's
technique.
what I
What if
do.
you
I
put a
just
Oh,
mix
get so many
colors.
combos. The yellow ones with the yellow ones. If you put 2
Pink
yellow
goes
in
with
any
so
color,
much.
it's awesome.
What about
I
a
think
Skittle?
that would be
I
too
think
much
pink
of a
goes with
sensation
everything.
for my mouth.
No, the
I don't
yellow
think
ones.
my
are
mouth
better.
can handle
Oh,
all
yeah,
that.
fine.
at
That's
once.
the same thing.
Do you remember the hard candy Starburst?
No.
No.
Oh, they were out for
You're
like
talking
a
about now
few
and
years.
later?
No, they were like lifesavers, like kind of hard candy, but they weren't a ring. They
Oh,
were a little
dude,
disc.
lifesavers. That is
They
the
were
one.
Starburst flavors.
If I can't find just lifesavers, I get upset. They only have lifesaver gummies. This is my
Yeah,
They're only lifesaver.
where's the hard
My
one?
daughter
Yeah.
loves that
Gummies
fucking
are
thing.
Book, you
They're
get it
gummy
Christmas.
gummies, man, not fucking lifesaver.
The
gummies.
book, yes, I
I want
read
a
like
hard
some
candy
hard.
lifesaver.
Scobo?
You know?
Oh yeah, man. That's the stock.
Screw the fucking peppermint ones.
Yeah. Fuck those
Again,
things. man.
individual.
If you're getting
Oh,
me
yeah,
candy,
those are
Hey, fuck those
if you're getting me
butterscotch ones
candy,
too,
it's
man.
gotta be nice.
Fuck those butterscotch ones. That's
Yeah, I
where you
like
give it to your
butterscotch.
brother.
Pull them
you know?
apart, man.
Oh no, butterscotch
fruity
is for
ones.
old people.
They, you know, you have a bag of Werther's somewhere in the house.
I do not. You can search my house. I do
You ate
not.
them all.
Have you guys
No.
ever had those caramels with the cream
I
in the
like-
center?
Yeah, the word.
The
Oh, yeah,
Werther's?
bro.
Cowtails?
Cowtails?
Oh yeah.
Those.
Oh,
Those are
see, I'm
fire.
not into caramel.
I don't know what
That's-
those are.
Well, it's okay that you're wrong.
Oh.
You know, it's just sugar, right?
Yeah, I'd rather have like Pez or something like
Oh, I
that.
love
You
that.
like the hard shit. I know. I'm sorry.
That's me.
It has
Like chewing rocks. You like grape
Yeah, if I
it
can't
has to
grind
be
it
hard
into a
to
powder,
pound.
what's the point?
The Pez never made it
don't
into
know
the
what the
dispenser,
point is.
dude. I just again, it's not individually wrapped. I can just take down a whole fucking package.
Red. I don't
No,
get them. I
Red.
don't.
Yeah,
I don't get
Red.
them in little packages. You
That's
go on
not how it
Amazon and
works.
you get them by the pound in a
Thanks.
bag.
You don't fucking go on
What?
Amazon.
They're
Buy
unwrapped.
Not individually
powder.
packaged.
You and your fascination with Jeff's.
You can pick your flavors too. You can order a pound of just one flavor.
I
Daddy
just threw
Red,
away
how
like,
did you let this
Tried that.
happen?
I don't know, man. I just had to throw away like 3 pounds of fucking gummy worms for my daughter that she's had for like a year. I'm like, dude, stop buying so
That's
many
a
of these
waste.
fucking things, man. Like, God.
Oh,
They're fucking
You know
horrible for
those?
you.
You know those big containers of the mints, those soft mints that you get usually around like Christmas time.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
Okay, yeah, I found one of those that had like maybe 7 out of it in the bottom of my pantry, and I guarantee I haven't bought that since I moved in here like 4 years ago. So
Wait,
that was a
salt
fun
mint?
find. I did
If
try
you-
one. It
If you
tasted
read the
just the
ingredients
same.
list,
It's
Candy
impervious
smith?
to age.
there's enough preservatives in that shit to be good for another 10 years.
Yeah, man.
It was like a fruit.
Totally fine. I gotta go get the dog.
Oh,
I'm on board
DOG.
with those pixie sticks.
Oh.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, I
That's
want
big
you know
crap
who
right
used to
there
make
for
those
sure.
medicated
They're
pixie
small.
sticks? What event?
They
Remember
still
we went
do,
to that
they still
event
do.
that
Miss
had those?
Vicious has medicated
There it
pixie
is.
sticks.
Yeah.
I like
love
the
pixie
medic. I
sticks.
think the one that I thought was cool that was kind of novel. I think it might have been a cannabis cup. We got cotton candy, medicated cotton candy. I
Ooh.
thought that was fucking good.
We got that at Luzerne. They're
Was it
handing
Luzerne?
out.
Like,
They were
Okay.
handing it out.
it's so
Oh, well,
sticky and messy to eat.
Weird.
Mm.
then you're
Hey, there was
eating
so
it
much dirt
wrong.
blowing around there anyway.
Oh,
Like
or
it's
You
all
just
in
put
the
it in your
damn-
mouth. What's messy?
It
about
comes on a stick that's not
it's
messy.
sticky on your fingers, and then it inevitably gets on your
You know,
lips.
Sequence would have to make a beard out of it
You
or a
don't have to.
mustache.
You
or
don't like
something.
rip it off of your fingers. You just hold the stick and bite it.
How do you bite it? It's a giant fucking cloud of fluff
thank
and
you.
sugar and stick.
Thank
How do
you.
you bite it?
Your lungs are a vacuum, and you go.
No.
You definitely don't do that.
Yes, you
Take some
can.
chopsticks from a
Definitely don't do
distance.
that.
Real cotton candy. You
Don't
can
do it,
definitely do
babe.
that.
Don't do
You can't do that with that store bought bag crap, but that's
That's how
shit
you eat
crap.
Baked, you know that you can go on Amazon and buy a little cotton candy machine for your very own fucking home, right?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. My I
You spin
actually
your own fucking cotton candy
actually
right there in
have
the
a
kitchen, man.
vendetta kind of thing with my dad. There's 2 machines he got rid of before me and my brother were born, and one was a pinball machine,
Oh,
and the other was a cotton candy machine. Why would you get rid of those before your kids were born?
No shit.
What
man.
kind of backwards shit thinking was that? And I give him crap all the time. I'll be like,
I'm
hey,
baked.
remember that pinball machine we never had?
That pinball-
That was cool.
the other pool
Great
table.
memories we never got to share.
I remember
right?
making cotton candy for all my friends. Oh wait, nope.
Surprised
You
don't
know what I
buy
used to
one.
make for all my friends? Fucking snow cones from the Peanuts.
The Snoopy one.
The
snow cone.
Snoopy
Oh,
snow
yeah.
cone thing.
Oh, I love snow
What
cones.
flavor would you like?
Yeah.
We should
It
do a
was just-
snow
Yeah,
cone
and
day.
that was just like a
Medicated
grate
snow
for
cones.
ice. So you were just grating ice. It was perfect.
Yeah, sure, man.
I learned how to make cinnamon. I learned how to make cinnamon sugar toast in an easy bake oven. So that was
dude.
simple.
Hell yeah!
My shit never made it to the oven. I
Damn,
would eat the
cinnamon
mix.
sugar toast.
Just the mix.
I could eat some of that right now.
We
I got a couple of types of cinnamon
I don't
sugar.
have any
zero
snacks.
snacks.
Hey,
But since we're on the
Ice with
topic of
cinnamon sugar.
snacks, don't melt your Now and Laters or your Starbursts or any of that
they
stuff.
become.
I think
Tootsie Rolls.
melting Jolly Ranchers is a real common one, like for infusing, I think, RSO into Jollies and making hard candies. Make your hard candies from scratch. Don't melt Jollies and then try to make it, because what happens is it becomes carcinogenic when you melt it back down. Something to do with breaking up the original structure of it.
I remember the lady was talking about the Tootsie Rolls that one time.
Does it do the same thing? You melt them
Yeah.
down? No, okay.
Well,
Okay.
I,
she was
just,
fucking-
I wouldn't be fucking concerned with eating that shit then putting it in my body because that's breaking that shit down under heat.
It does.
I have not gotten
don't-
sick yet from eating Jolly Ranchers. I'll risk it. They're worth it.
Yeah,
I
Jolly
have a-
Ranchers
cinnamon
are
one.
primo.
So I'm sitting here and I'm high and I'm thinking about this fucking cotton candy machine. Baked, you need to make RSO cotton candy. Think of the mess on that, painted lady.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
fucking
because
RSO.
you would never be able to get it taste good. It would always taste like crap. It would be a brown turd.
Well, we could
That's
melt
what I'm
down.
talking
Well, we
about
can't
with-
melt down
that's
those
what I'm talking about
shitty
with the
butterscotch
Jolly Rancher
lifesavers
red
from
stuff.
the book or the wintergreen
It's
ones.
so
We could just crunch them up.
Dude, those giant pillows of fucking cotton candy, dude. Dude, that is
Heavy ones.
ridiculous that that's allowed. How is that legal? What the fuck?
Red needs a popcorn machine too. You know, like the one that's got the wheels on it.
That's
you
just
know?
oil and salt. I mean, maybe too much salt there, kids. But what the fuck is with that giant cloud of cotton candy, man? Oh my god. Totally legal, by the way. Totally legal.
Yeah.
Popcorn does sound good. We get that little make it yourself popcorns.
Becca, what is
on the
Becca? What's the
stove?
nut of the night over there at Shea Red Setter?
I don't have any, man.
What?
What?
Yeah.
She said she's out of snacks earlier. I feel for her.
We got these nuts.
These
Oh wow!
we got cherry tomatoes, and I was
Just
like, "Hey, we
doesn't
got dessert."
scratch the
I picked
itch
a
for
whole
the
bunch
nut,
of.
though,
I
man.
picked a whole bunch of
The
blackberries
nut itch.
earlier. We got those.
They have
Nice.
creams for
It's
that.
going
these
a
days.
bad way.
It's
You
good,
know?
but like it's not like stoner food. I just like need
We've
some
got
snacks.
there's great.
You don't have bread, butter, sugar, and cinnamon.
So like the
We have brown sugar.
some pizza and some.
That'll
bread.
work. That's good cinnamon sugar.
I already agreed to
CTC posse out there, right? Bake.
Yeah.
We have pancakes.
See, he knows what that
Pancakes. There you go.
What do you mean you have pancakes? They're already made?
He means he wants me to make them.
Oh, I was about to say you're gonna have to make pancakes. Frozen pancakes.
I don't want pancakes. I don't want them. But if she makes them, I'll eat them.
You know, I'll give you a quick tip. If you guys have pancake batter at the house, you can use like a blender bottle, you know, and just fucking shake it up into there, and it makes it a really easy dispenser.
We have pancake
You
batter.
can reuse your syrup bottle.
He just doesn't want to
You
make
can.
them. He's just being a baby.
Make crepes instead, man.
Just make
Yeah.
cinnamon toast sugar or cinnamon sugar toast. That's all you need.
Like
That's a quick
pancakes.
one.
Sometimes
If I had a toaster within arm's reach, I'd be making that
Oh,
right
shit.
now.
We legitimately have a question.
Our outdoor?
It's only been an hour and a half into the show.
Funny you mentioned those two things. We actually have Sequence going to all of our gardens, and that's why he can't be on the show. He's working them.
He's our little hummingbird, right?
Yeah. No.
He's pollinating
on
all
a
books.
business trip.
He's pollinating all the plants for us.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't know. We had a thunderstorm, so I gotta go check ours.
You
They're
did?
gonna be awesome. They're
Yeah,
gonna
we
be
had a thunderstorm the other night. I remember I woke up because
Oh,
I
yeah,
had like a
man.
stupid alarm thing, and it'll go beep beep, beep, and so I woke up and I was like, "What
When
is
was this?
going
About
on?"
3 in the afternoon, 4 in the afternoon.
No, it was 3 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
I have it
don't
on
know.
my
Make
mining
it
You're
rig graph.
taking naps all the fucking time. I don't know what time it is when you say you're getting up. I don't know what time that means.
No,
You're
naps,
crazy.
naps are usually like I don't know, no more than an hour and a half.
Okay, okay.
Unless
Hour
there's
and a half.
unless
Holy
there's
shit.
RSL involved. Hey,
That's
they can be.
all
Hold on, Painted Lady. Let me impress you real quick.
Hold
They
on.
can be as they can be as short as 5 to 10 minutes.
Actually,
Those are called cat naps. Very valid forms of getting rest.
A
Yep.
disco nap. That's what I call it. A disco is the best way to refresh before a night out.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
used to-
15 at the tops. But hour and a
Disco
half.
nap. Typically,
An hour and a half is if I'm
between
pissed
10
tired,
and
like we
11
did something
p.m.
crazy.
before going out to the disco.
speaking on outdoor plants, I have a plant outside that is now as tall as I am in a 7-gallon pot. So that's fucking really, really nice.
An auto?
Everything-
How are you?
I am, well, I think I'm 6'4" still. I think.
You can
I was
measure that.
6'5", but I shrank down after my fucking back
Same
injury, so I
Conan
think I'm
O'Brien,
6'4". But
That's
everything
same
is looking great out there. What I did is I went out with my shears, you know, like the garden shears, and I clipped all the rest of the cover crop that was really, really getting out of hand, balled it all up, used the shears, and turned it into my mulch layer that's fresh.
Nice.
Last week I had went ahead and amended a little bit of the booze blend, which is just the cow manure, because I don't have any worm castings right now, and I added some BioLive and a little bit of the malted barley ground up. Everything's looking fucking great, man. It's fucking
That's not
great.
perfect.
Yeah, I'm super happy with it. Even my autos, the one nose candy I have, which is just like it's like a 12-inch, 14-inch spear, but like the spear on this is like almost a pop can at the fucking the widest point of it
Nice.
right now. So it's looking great, smells fantastic. I just have to, I don't know really when they started flowering or anything, so I probably won't even start looking at a scope or anything at them for at least another couple weeks still. But I mean,
harvested
if they're
all
that
mine.
fucking dense right now, like shit, man, that's fucking really good. Shout out to 2020 Mendocino for hooking me up with all the beans that I am growing outdoors this year, man. I'm really fucking happy with them. The Snow G's are just getting dank as fuck, and they're also the ones that are throwing buds, actual bud production first, where we're actually opening up and doing it. The Humboldt,
are those in the ground or still in pots? Still,
those are still, everything is still in 7 gallons. I didn't put anything in the dirt. That's why I'm really trying to be proactive on making sure that I'm giving them an adequate amount of water every fucking day.
Yeah.
Whereas, if they were in the ground, I wouldn't really have to fuck with it. And that's also why I added that fresh mulch layer on top of all the rest of the cover crop. And it gave me a nice, 1.5 to 2 inches of solid cover on that 7-gallon pot.
Skilbo, are you doing that whiskey one?
The Whiskey Zulu, yes. I have that one as well.
And is that in a 7-gallon?
It's in a 7-gallon, but I may as well have put it in a 3-gallon. I should have known better because I watched Sequence do it last year. Or was that 2 years ago? 2 years ago now in the greenhouse. He had those smaller pots for those, man. And I wish that I had saved some of these seeds so that I could run them indoor in my tent now.
Well, that's what I'm asking for. I was because I have some seeds and I'm gonna start it in a 7-gallon indoor of that.
I would rock and roll with that. It's a really nice fucking dense bud on there. It's really, really pretty. And smells nice too. So, and that's a what the fuck is that? That is the Trizlers crossed with, come on, Baked, help me out.
Triscuit?
Skittles, that's what it was. Yeah. So
maybe watermelon Skittles, maybe.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Skittles, 'cause that's...
Well, you can definitely get that, that Skittles sort of very fruitiness coming off of it.
Nice.
Yeah.
It won't be much, but it'll be nice, That's all it is. It's just my fucking personal head stash, man.
Yeah, I like that they specialize in outdoors, so you're probably gonna have the best luck with them because outdoor is so tricky, like full outdoor.
Yeah.
Especially here it's like you really gotta have genetic. I mean, obviously you do everything you can do, but having the best genetics.
It also helps to be on the property. That helps a lot.
Yeah.
Be there.
Yeah.
Well, if you haven't done it in the last week or two, you might want to get in there and thin the insides of your outdoor plants out, man. They really should be busting fucking leaves out.
We just got that done ourselves. That was glad we got that done.
I did that indoor tonight.
How much you end up with indoor? And what are you flowering indoor right now? You want to talk about it?
Sure. I got my favorite right now. I got is Chemo 1, which is Umami's key limeade times GMO, or sometimes I call it KMO. That one's just it's GMO. It stretches more than Donny Burger because it's right next to a Donny Burger. Those are the first two that were in flower, and that one just reeks of GMO with a hint of lime, but it's fast. Like it's day 49 and I feel like I should have already been flushing long ago. Like it's fast. So I got that. Then next to that is the Blue Dream, next to Chemo 2, which is just a little bit fruitier. The Blue Dream's nice, but it's gonna be a pain in the butt to trim. I want to run it again and give it a better veg where like I can spread it out and focus more on main colas on that. Your side branches are weak on that.
Oh, we can't hear you, Red.
Yeah, Red. Something happened.
Mute your mic and then come back in.
Test. Hello.
Yep.
No. How about now?
I think that's Spartan.
Can you hear us?
Oh, there we go.
Can you hear us now?
Yep.
Weird.
Yes.
Strange. Is it tall? Wait, what was I saying? Is it something tall like the GMO?
Blue Dream.
Blue Dream is
the Blue Dream. No, the Blue Dream didn't stretch hardly.
Oh, nice.
I mean, it stretched. I'd say normal to hardly at all. So somewhere in between there, but definitely was not one of my stretchers. It's definitely lower. Big round, fuzzy fat like pistils. Just those fuzzy ones, and they curl all up into themselves. So it's a big, solid colas forming. I got those going. Then next to those are 2 Mind Flares. Those are pretty cool. One of them, Mind Flare is Soulfire, and it's a I want to say a Bahama Mama cross.
Ooh, I like that smoke, man.
Yeah, let's see. It is. They did a bunch of Mind Flare crosses after this. Oh, it's double tap times YU jelly, and double tap is like GG4 based. I don't know what YU jelly is. But those are going. One of them's kind of shorter, and one of them just stretched, just like I'd say twice. 2 times. Pretty good stretcher. That's the first table I got, and then I have 4 plants in the other table. Something called Functified, which is a Bahama Mama cross from Soulfire. I got Singapore Sling finally. That's in flower right next to that. Yep, I got a cut of that. And then next to that is 2 Creature Panics from Soulfire. I don't know the background on that.
Does
right
anything seem like it's going to be something you're going to hold on to for a few rounds, or?
I mean, as far as like that chemo number 1, that one reeked in veg like Donnie Burger. Like there's not a lot of plants that like at my house at work that you're in veg, you're smelling like not plant smell, you're smelling something else, and that's one of them. Donnie Burger's another one. But chemo 1, it's so vigorous. It hits every box. Like other than the worst part about it, I guess so far is that it does stretch, hella stretch. So you just have to be prepared for that. But if you're prepared for that, that's not a big deal. Other than that, it stays green, healthy. It drinks. It takes the newts.
Okay,
I
so I have a question.
burnt Donnie Burger, but I didn't burn chemo 1.
How much stretch are you basically planning into it? Like at what height are you flipping these? Because you're in a tent too. It's not like you have an unlimited fucking what for ceiling height. What's your ceiling height in there?
My veg is in a tent, but my ceiling height is whatever typical drop ceiling basement is, like 8
so
feet.
8. Okay.
Yeah.
So at what point are you flipping like the GMO things?
They'll probably be like, and that's the thing. Yeah, I didn't even think about like it being a GMO cross, and I probably flipped it at like 1.5 2 foot tall. They're in 3 gals, so they're pretty big. They're now like some of the colas are taller than me, but they're also on a foot tall like tray stand.
Okay, that's a substantial fucking explosion of growth.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff. I got the Chernobyl going in veg. I'm super stoked. I got a trip this weekend, but after this weekend, I'm putting one of the male Chernobyls I have into flower to get some pollen for everyone.
Nice.
And then I have the female, which we're pretty convinced is the Slimer pheno, or at least a better one, or same thing. At work we got the one going, but
that's nice.
Have you guys been able to? You've got it flowering right now.
Yeah, it's getting there. Probably like 30s, day 30s or something like that. It reeks. It's everyone goes in there, and the first thing you check after like a weekend you haven't been there, you go in there to make sure it kept the smell, and it has. And it's just a lemon limey yumminess. I don't know.
Man,
I never had the Slimer, but it just seems like that one that they talk about, the lemon lime slush. And it grows nice and everything. So I'm pretty stoked to actually do a real F2 and pick one of the males and then smash it to that female and have F2s of Chernobyl. Cause we popped 20 seeds and I think we got 3. Yeah, we got 3 that came through. So yeah, that's what I got going. And I got the stuff I've been posting, the pineapple mousse seedlings and the garlic sauce. They're chugging along. So yeah.
Right on, man.
Red, you're muted.
You just we're good. She was sneezing. No, it worked out. You reminded me. We have a pineapple.
You have a
pineapple
to eat?
Oh, I thought
the one you were fucking around with.
No, I don't mean like the pineapple plant. We got a few that we were propagating and whatnot. No, we have like a pineapple to like cook. You think about of the fruit. Yes, we have pineapple fruit.
Thank you, Red.
Nice.
Yes, we have the pineapple. Is the pineapple the fruit? Does it have seed? Is that what's the definition of a fruit?
It's a fruit, Red.
Is it a fruit? Is it?
It's not a vegetable. It's a fruit.
It's not a vegetable. It's certainly not a. There's like something else. Somebody was saying that something was not actually a fruit.
A tomato.
The tomato.
No, not
vegetable fruit thing.
Probably strawberry because the seeds on the outside, something like that.
Again?
Maybe a strawberry because the seeds on the outside.
No, I don't think it was strawberry. I'm curious if it was
just stoned enough to be fascinated by the realization of that.
Might have been all berries or something like that. Something about it not being a fruit. It's actually there's like a third category, right? There might even be many more categories, but there's another category aside from fruit vegetable. It's like fruit vegetable.
That's the technical term.
Yes.
Okay.
I bet the Veggie Tales would know.
The Latin.
Somebody
Yeah, Bob and Larry would know.
Good times.
Well, my outdoor
cucumber is actually a fruit
right now. They're getting pretty big.
They were fucking big as fuck when we were there a month ago, man. They've got to be fucking Jurassic tropical.
Yeah,
did you see your videos?
Yeah, man.
I'm giving up kind of on the ones in the pots that are just providing kind of like privacy at this point because they're so hard to keep upright in the pots with the weather and the wind that whips through there and stuff with the storms. So I have a hard enough time keeping the ones upright that are in the ground. They're so big. So yeah, but they're doing well, and we will see if I can get them to harvest. The only one that has not really started to flower much yet is Galactic Grape, and I'm getting really nervous because it needs to start or it's never going to finish.
Yeah.
Is that a longer flowering one indoors?
I don't know. I've never grown it before, so I'm a little nervous about it because that's the one I want to harvest the most.
I mean, you could build a late season fucking mini greenhouse over top of it to finish it if it comes down to it, you know.
Something. I'm gonna have to do something. It's a beautiful plant though. It's just gorgeous, but man.
Is that the one that's right by the steps?
Mm-hmm.
That thing was so nice of a wide canopy already.
Yeah.
Just nothing but tops.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful plant, and then some of them got some pretty nice looking. The end game, I've got Ethos. That one is better looking than I thought it was going to be. So that might end up being the star. The buds are really kind of nice and spread out instead of all on top of each other, like some of the ones that are in the pots, the 20 gals. So, I think.
What's your nightmare plant? What's going to be like the worst one that you're going to have to get into and really just go like Mac 1 crazy on ripping out stupid shit?
Sweet cream. I've already had to do it a million times. And there's a Thug Rosé that's the same way too.
I think that was the one I was banking on, was the Thug Rosé.
Yeah, and those are all in those pots. So I don't even know, like I said, if I'll even be able to get those to harvest because they're just, the one is just completely split down the middle. I can't even save that one. And the others are just like, I have them attached to a 8-foot bamboo poles, but the rebar sticks that I have in the ground, I don't know. They're just not down far enough or something, or the ground dries out.
T-post, man.
Yeah. Yep. So we'll have to have those restrung up, I guess. But for now, I'm not worrying about it too much. Like I said, I didn't really count on harvesting too much, all of them anyway. I don't really need to harvest all of them. So if I
God, no.
Get a couple of them to harvest, I'll be happy. We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, just harvesting a couple of those would be like enough to tide you guys over until fucking next year easily.
Probably. Well, then we just hope that the wheat is good.
Well, the nice thing is if you do have a larger harvest and you are a sole person, you may be able to reach out to somebody and maybe have them run your work. And even if it's just a matter of doing bubble hash with it, and then maybe pressing some of your own, like that's a game changer for Becca down there. Like to be able to, hey, you know what? Let's just go ahead and make some real quick instead of like, oh, fuck, man, we got to wait because kind of holding out for some of this. And
right. Yeah,
Outdoor gives you that opportunity.
it does for sure. We'll see what happens. It's all up to Mother Nature, and how
Fingers
well.
crossed, right?
Yeah.
It's always a crapshoot, that's for sure.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to old man Herman Hash. I went out to his farm on Saturday and was helping him trim and shit. Really good time, and he ended up gifting me a bunch of his outdoor OGO, which I've always really liked, man. So I got some more of that from him, and he hooked me up again with some more Leica. So, like, even if the bottom falls out of everything and I have nothing that I can harvest this summer, right? I still have the safety net because a cool motherfucker looked out for me. So shout out to old man Herman Hash and all the rest of you out there that really know what it means to be a caregiver and trying to help people out with medicine. What are you holding up, Baked?
Some old man Herman Hash live rosin.
Yeah, man.
Point Break from Winewood Organics, where he works.
Oh,
Yeah.
sick.
It's good stuff. I had some of that.
Got some of his fruity hash right here. From Winewood. It's a little hash ball.
I finished mine that I had.
Gone.
That's gone.
Yeah.
It's good stuff, man.
But we've
Doing
been
awesome work
doing
over
the grape jelly that we pressed. And it's pretty
Heck yeah.
It's pretty tasty.
It's like artificial grapes, just like grape Skittles.
That's great. And great.
That's awesome.
And it's kind of stony.
Yeah,
It's
it's got a
cured.
very, very hashy. And we
Whoa.
pressed it for like fucking 2 minutes. I don't know, like a real long time. It took me a really long time to get the pressure right. I was afraid I was going to bust the bag. Finally, it was like a minute and a half. We were at 90 seconds. It was like 120 seconds before it even started oozing out, Then, so we kept it on there for a little bit. But whatever. It was also hella cured product that we.
Well, see, you guys can fuck around and do some really cool blends, though, because you have so much material that you can work with that's older.
Blends sound fun. Yeah, that sounds fun. Working with the older materials, all right. I don't mind the coloration. The only bummer about it is that
Sleepy Go Night Night.
No, not even that. It chazzes up the banger really gnarly. So I don't know, man. Maybe it's a filtration thing.
It's super stony. Like it's just like
But it is grape jelly also, so it kind of has that to it anyways. Actually, it's kind of cured out and not that bad of a color.
Yeah.
Not too bad. Now that it's kind of flattened out and stuff. Yeah, it made itself into a nice little ball. That was like half ounce starter material, something like that. 10 grams starter material. We ended up with like 2 grams left over. And then a lot of it was in the, like, it didn't squeeze out all the way. Like, it was terrible squeeze, terrible press. Definitely have to work on. It's a handheld 2-ton jack from Harbor Freight. You know what I mean? So I got to work on the feel of it. I got to give it a lot more pressure than what I thought it needed. So that's for sure.
That's all it is. If you don't have a pressure gauge, then
Yeah,
it's just literally how many times you press. Because I just started pressing flour and being like, okay, that was too hard, that was too light, and just dialing it in. And then that's why I tell people, like, I'm like, like, I have a dab press, cheap. It's probably Chinese, but it's like $400 for a 5-ton. Gives you a plate. They're nice, but I didn't think about that when I bought mine. For $100 more, you can get one with a hand pump that has a pressure gauge, and it's like, oh, just get that, and then you can literally write down the pressures, and I think that's so important. But
That's part of the art of it, you know what I mean? Is
Yep.
so you can do it as low temperature and as little pressure as you want. It just affects your return, but it's again, it's your personal stash. You can hook it up however you guys like, and that's the nice part about it.
I got a little technique. I showed Spartan a little technique. I do a slow-mo press for 10 seconds, then I let off for 10 seconds because we got a clock going.
Yeah.
And then I go back again for 10 seconds, like slow-mo.
What's
You
your
don't even
time
have
and
to
temperature?
complete.
It's
Huh?
not even got a lot of pressure on it either. It's just.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, what's your time and temperature that you're using?
I can press for like 2.5 minutes and still get good color and everything. It's just like 180. I do a low temp flower press. A lot of people do 220 because they're going for yield, but I do like 180, and we're doing
sift at 180. Is that a low temp? Should I be doing dry sift at a lower temp than 180?
I think you can do lower than that for dry sift. Yeah, you might. I don't know off the top of my head because I've done that like two or three times a long time ago, but I think you can do hash and dry sift a lot lower, like 140 or something like that. But yeah, I like low temp, low and slow. Something the Subcool I think used to say too, low and slow, and you take your time with it. A lot of people misconstrue it as you're not there to smash the shit out of it. You're there to apply heat and pressure, which is
Right.
heat,
Right.
and get that to ooze out in a nice color with all the terps still, hopefully.
That's why there was a point where I was like giving it so much pressure. I'm like, the bag's not breaking. Am I doing something wrong?
No, that's a good pack.
It was slow that it was like just didn't break. And I was like, oh, there's no more fucking pressure. And then finally it started oozing out, you know?
So, well, also what I do, Red, for flour, this is flour, because I have a puck, and I'll get it down. And I won't start the timer. I'll get it down till it's like where I can see just a little bit. I have a flashlight, and I'll wait it takes about 40 seconds depending on strain and stuff, and you'll see the puck, the green in the puck, start saturating with oil.
Yeah.
I want that whole thing saturated before I actually start my real press, which is low
Okay.
and slow. And when I do that, I tend to get nice color. But that's flour pressing. But it can maybe translate.
Crossover. Yeah, I'm sure the technique would cross over.
I also tell people to use smaller micron. Like people say use 160 for flour. We were using what, Spartan? We found I think 75 or 120 was a good one.
Yeah, I think it was the 120.
Yeah,
okay,
I always
yeah.
about that. Why would you alter? You know, I mean, you want it to go through this specific micron, right? I mean,
Yeah, well, something Dankman used to tell me. He's like, you could even do it at 37. I've done it, and you might lose, 0.1% of your yield.
for
Not
yield.
0.1, yeah,
yield.
it's yield.
Okay.
So, but like Dankman said, you can still get a good yield out of it, but you get a really clean product because you're doing like 37 microns.
Right.
And it's not different costs really in bags. It's just what you order.
So that's the big thing. So the real thing, and I'm always curious about like what the big difference between, like, if you're gonna sieve it, you're gonna sieve it. Why does it matter if it goes through water or whatever it's being sieved? It's same deal with that. My curiosity always has been, why is it so bad if you're pressing flour versus, I don't know, dry sift versus bubble hash? It's all the same material. I don't know. Is it different material? I know flour, like there is waxes and lipids and there's other shit in the flour, right? So I can understand that. But then again, you're putting it through that 27 micron or 35 micron or whatever it is, which prevents all of that from getting through. And all you're supposed to be getting is the cannabis oil. So does it really matter unless yield is the big factor? And if yield is not a factor, let's say yield's not a factor, then does it matter? You know, like
that's what I say. And then to me, it's like if it's only a small percent, it really doesn't matter. I'll take the small percent hit to have a tastier, better looking product,
right,
with more terps, because that's what it is. You're saving terps, heat, air, and light. And we're literally applying heat in the air and light. So we need to do it, as gently as possible is how I look at it. But yeah, I mean, that's how I do it. You should come over once, and I'll bring my thing to you, and we'll
totally
press some flour. Cause I tell Spartan, I personally like cured flour pressing better than fresh, like where you've dried it and think it's like 62. I'd rather somebody give me a week or a month cured properly product with one of those 62% packets in there for a day before we press, and that's a big thing. Get your product to the right humidity. Water,
there's a completely different full spectrum range you're going to get once you age your product. Like, I don't want to compare it to wine, but you know how like wine ages better. So cannabis seems to get better with age, but there's a lot of like reasons that go behind it where you're having THC converting to CBN and all this other stuff. Regardless, THC and CBN are like the only two CB1 brain, receptors.
There's the wrap it up red signal.
I want to give Painted Lady a wrap it up box. If you
join us on Thursday. No,
stuff.
we will not be here Thursday for Polarity Science. We'll be at Gems and Genetics getting set up for Friday. See you all.
Come back Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Bro Show Live. Thanks for hanging out, everybody.
Night.
See you next weekend.
Good night, John Boy. Good night,
I'm not going to change into pajamas.